Beautiful viewers, I'm back. Now, okay, imagine this. I just filmed the two logs for both Study Buddy and Iron Maiden. Go watch those videos if you haven't. And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, that's all the projects I'm working on, I'm done. Wrong. I just realized I actually just started a third project. Now, to be fair, it is a school project, so it might not be as exciting as some of my other ones, but I still thought I should make a log on it before I forget. This is, if you watched my Study Buddy video, it's like another project like that for school, except basically what it is this is part of my static equilibrium class. What that is, so you have physics, and then when you're in physics, usually when you're talking about how forces affect things, you pretend that it's a single point. All statics is now we're no longer pretending it's a single point. We're actually realizing it's the actual object. So for instance, let's say I have this. This is a controller for the robots that I make. Go watch my robot videos. So if I wanted to, like, how is this falling? What I would do is I would say, okay, so pretend that this object is a point, let's say right here. There's a normal force from my hand holding it up, and then there's gravity trying to pull it down. However, what we do in statics is we say, okay, this is not a point, this is this object. You might simplify it still, like, instead of this, we might just say it's a square, instead of having all of these. It really depends what you're doing. Like for instance, if I'm working on something in an airplane, I might, I'm going to mark down every single detail of what this is if it's an airplane part. If it's, can I, kick it or whatever, I'm just going to pretend it's a square. So, it depends what we're doing. But if we just pretend this is a square, I'd say, okay, well, there's gravity pulling it down from the middle. I have normal force here. If I have normal force here, this is to create a moment. All a moment is sort of how would this object turn based on the force that's hitting it. So if the normal force is here, if you look at like the moment, like over here, you'll see that, it would turn and stuff like that. So that's all that really is. But anyway, as a project in that class, they want us to specifically make a cam device. It's used in mountain climbing. Essentially what it is like, if let's say I'm climbing a mountain and I want to, instead of like sticking something into the wall to help me as like a safety guide in case I, accidentally fall off, I won't die. Let's say that you just had like two rocks on part of the mountain, or two parts of the mountain that were jutting out a lot. You can put this device in between it, and so instead of having to like dig into the mountain, you can just put it in between it, and it uses the way that the object's shaped. And I've actually like started on the project. This really is like a true log zero as opposed to the other two that I just made, if you go watch those, because I really haven't gone that deep into the project. But that's essentially what it is we're designing a cam device. So I'm working with two other people. They're not the same as my group for robotics, in case anybody's wondering, but I'm still going to keep their names a secret unless they ask me to mention them. I am working on the math side of things, so like one of them is working on the history a lot of, and another one's working on a lot of the post discussion. So I'm doing a lot of the math. So what I'm going to be doing is drawing something called a free body diagram. Essentially, that's what I just told you is, look at this. What are all the forces acting on it? What are the measurements of the object? What are all the moments? What would these forces need to be for this to be in equilibrium? So for instance, like if this is accelerating, we think about the formula F equals ma. Force is equal to mass times acceleration. If the force is not zero, what that probably means is that this thing is accelerating. If all the forces acting on it are zero, it's staying still, or in reality, constant velocity. So what that means is, let's imagine you're on planet Earth. Planet Earth is spinning. I mean, you don't feel that it's spinning. Why don't you feel that it's spinning? It's because you're at constant velocity. You only really feel acceleration. You don't feel velocity. So if I'm going from if this is moving, let's say 5 meters per second, just because it's on planet Earth, if it's moving towards 10 meters per second, you're gonna feel that. It's the same thing as in a car. If you've ever been in a car and you try to drive forward, you like get pushed back in your seat because you're driving forward. But when I'm staying at 60 miles per hour, I don't feel anything. You know, I mean, obviously you feel something because you are actually in reality accelerating and decelerating just a tiny bit. But like in the theoretical world, you aren't feeling anything. So basically that's what I'm going to do for the camming device is I'm going to say, okay, well, what would be all the forces acting on the camming device? Where would the forces be acting? Because basically our professors are going to give us some materials to make this. And so we're going to design it together. And then I'm going to do all the math. And then I'm also going to probably do some of the theoretical design. By that I mean I'm going to make a model of it in digital space 3D modeling. Watch my Apex Predator / Vengeance videos if you are a little bit more interested in 3D modeling. I show a lot in there. That's essentially it. So it's a quick little video. I'll see you guys in log 1.